Good morning. Day 57 on the Pacific Crest Trail, 6:39, breaking camp. There's Alan in the background, and then those two hikers. It's a couple, Australian couple, Mark and Kathy. Kathy. They had a tough time. We all did yesterday. Finding the trail is proving to be a challenge. We found footprints. Fortunately, the snow is crunchy. To take a look at this, you can see the mountains above the clouds. They're almost like islands in the sea. And we're on Fuller Ridge. Mile marker 188. Coming down Fuller Ridge. And it's windy. You can see where people have been sliding. They're almost like ski tracks. So we're up at about 8,200 feet, and then down there is about 1,500 feet. So we are way up here. The crunchy snow makes a world of difference. The crampons or micro spikes, whatever you got, it grips. Yesterday afternoon, we were going through some sections where it was really slushy, and even the crampons were sliding. And I looked at my phone this morning. We were doing like 0.97 miles an hour. That's how much the snow can slow your progress down. But you got to get the alpine start and take advantage of the good snow conditions while you can. Some people don't like to get up early, but that's what you got to do. Great shot of the mountain we came down. We're at 8,500 feet, and looking down, that road down there is Interstate 10, that one there, and then this other straight road is the road to the water supply for that valley. And you can kind of see a tank down there. That's the bottom of the hill. It may take a while to get there. Boot tracks. That's what happens when the snow gets slushy. Alan's making his way down the crunchy snow. Poly. Mile marker 189. Still got 3 miles to go to get out of the white stuff. But it's fun. Mile marker 190. So it's about 20 after 8. Been hiking since 6:30, and most of the trail has been like this, but there have been some sections where you may have to go up 20-25 feet, which is easy, but going down the 20-25 feet can be a little challenging. The morning is the time to do this, and still quite crunchy, but still at 8:20 in the morning, there was one little section where I might have slipped about an inch. So for those of you that are comfortable in slush, knock yourself out. But I like the ice. Here's a picnic table. Another great view. That's whitewater down there. Mile marker 191. I've been here before. 5 weeks ago I flipped from 151 up to Black Mountain, road walked up Black Mountain, and then picked up the PCT at 191. And so, yeah, I'll go 191 to 210 down there below the clouds. Do I get extra credit? I don't know. But I'm just doing it. In 1981, I was a Boy Scout, and we went on the Appomattox Historical Trail. And in order to get an award, you needed to answer a bunch of questions while you hiked the trail. So I wanted to get that award. So I hiked it twice. I got the award, but the award on this trail is having fun. So no badges that you're going to wear on any particular uniform or clothing. Idea is to have fun out here. But the point of me doing that trail twice in 1981 is, if you want something, go for it. This looks very familiar. When I did this at the end of March, this was just nothing but snow. But I recognized the absence of trees. So at this point I took those MSR snowshoes off and put on my crampons. And so I'm glad there's a trail underneath that is now exposed, and I think we got maybe another half mile of some snow patches, so I'll leave my crampons on. These things are doing great. 1-inch crampons, Cthulhu KTS. You would think that you couldn't walk on dirt with them and rocks, but you really don't want to walk on rocks, but they're very durable so far. I probably should have an extra leaf in the event that breaks, but maybe a while before I see snow again. Great view. And there's a casino where I got dropped off by Amtrak. Maybe we could stay there tonight. 18 miles, but Alan said you should never confuse a clear view with a short distance. Gotta go. Mile marker 192. And it's getting warm. I think I did take the crampons and my rain pants off, but I left my sealskins on. Those are the waterproof socks. I think in a couple miles I'll put my darn tough socks on and shorts and lather up some sunscreen. I'm back from mile marker 193. What a difference a couple thousand feet make. At 6:30 this morning we were just to the right of Mount San Jacinto. Now we're coming down. And while I'm wearing my yellow wind shirt, that's the only thing I got on. This morning I had a t-shirt, wind shirt, rain jacket, puffy, and then I had my long pants and rain pants. And so I just have the wind shirt, short pants. Had to put some sunscreen on my legs. Conditions change very quickly here. Just be prepared. But it's a nice walk. We got about 15 miles to go to get to the overpass, and let's see if we can get a place to stay and figure out our next thing to do on this adventure called the Pacific Crest Trail. Mile marker 194, and this is about the vicinity where the snow ended last time I did this, I don't know, 5-6 weeks ago, end of March, and I was relieved, and I think I can see my campsite. I just obscure the view, but it's so interesting to see how different the landscape is between snow and no snow. And I've hiked the John Muir Trail twice, 2013, 2018, in August, and it was just spectacular. And I don't think I'm ready to try and do that trail in the snow, knowing what I've seen and experienced. So that's definitely a skip. So the year of the foam continues. So some people have kind of asked, what's going on with your miles? You seem to be going in the wrong direction. Just to recap, I started with a colleague of mine, H, March 14th. We went to Paradise Valley Cafe, 151, and weather was looking bad, so stayed a couple days in Idlewild. He got off the trail as planned, and then got a ride to Black Mountain Trailhead, hiked up Black Mountain, and went to mile marker 191 and back down to Cabazon, mile marker 210. So I'm actually repeating some sections of the trail. Kind of reminds me of having to take circuits twice in college. V equals IR is all I remember. But anyway, so back to my point, 210 Cabazon, got an Uber to Acton, mile marker 444, hiked from Acton to Walker Pass, and then we went to Ridgecrest. Old Goat rented a U-Haul because no rental cars were available. He took us back to Cabazon, mile marker 210. He had to go home to take care of a few things, and then marched from 210 up through Big Bear, Cajon, and then Wrightwood to Acton. And a couple days ago, Alan and I took 2 trains, a bus, and an Uber, went back to 151, and went up and over. We didn't do the mountain, we went around the mountain. So that's how come I'm in some low numbers. So once we get to Cabazon, see if I can get back up to Ridgecrest and then Walker Pass and make it to Kenny Meadows South. So that would be 702 miles. I'm not counting the extra credit. I didn't think I'd do that 3-mile slog to I-10 overpass again, but looks like I will. So that's kind of the recap of my year of the foam. I've been seeing these guys all over the place. Mile marker 195, and that hill in front of us, that's where I camped back in March. It's a really great campsite. Mile marker 196. Got a little over 5 miles to get to the next water source. Stop there and get a lunch and camel up because it's hot. Mile marker 197. And earlier I pointed out a place where I'd camped. Well, I was mistaken. That hill there is where I camped, and then made the 13-mile march down to the overpass, and that was tough. This is tough. This is going downhill. Kind of reminds me of the 7 for 7 on Mount Kilimanjaro. We had to drop 7,000 feet in 7 miles, and my hiking partner H, he said he ran out of brake fluid on that descent. So anyways, 13 miles to go, making good progress. Mile marker 198, and there's still Tons of flowers out here. Gorgeous. Seen a couple hikers coming down, taking a break. Saw 2 hikers coming up. I'm glad I'm out of that snow. Again, that's why I'm not interested in doing the Sierras. It can be done, but it takes a long time. Pretty colors. These cactus are just incredibly beautiful. Mile 199, overlooking Cabazon, and in the far background, that's the vicinity of Big Bear. That was fun. Kenny, the host, Trail Angel, he was very generous. Far out says mile marker 200, so does the ground, but there's a post around here somewhere. I know it because I saw it 6 weeks ago. Is it around the corner? They haven't had any fires here, so I don't think it burnt down. That's the problem with using wood signs around here. Yosemite uses metal signs and then they etch out the lettering on the signs, so when, not if, when there is a fire, they don't have to go in and replace all the signs where some of these other places do. So enough talking, I'll take a picture when I get to it. The far out app says we're at mile marker 200.8, but this is what it says on the ground. 200 PCT. Mile marker 201. Mile marker 202. Just seems like a couple more miles, but I'll get off the mountain here, road walk a little bit, and then get on this trail that I thought I would never do again because I was cussing it. And yeah, I'll do it again. Stopping to take a look at the view, and I understand some of the features much more, having been there. So this in front of me, that bridge, is the Whitewater River, and so that has been pretty challenging to cross of late. Unfortunately, about a week ago, a person had to be evacuated from there. She's okay, but it swept her downstream a bit. And then here is kind of what I have in front of me, and then you can see the sandy river bed there. That's the march, 3 miles in sand with no trail. And then that little town over there is Cabazon, and the PCT is to the left, and then goes right up that canyon. So really cool to see where I've been from a different view. Back from mile 203. Mile marker 204. I keep looking at the end point. It's to the left of those high power line towers. And this trail probably has some of the largest switchbacks, or longest switchbacks I've experienced. They just go back and forth and back and forth, but over a long distance before they go down. So for the amount of miles walked, really not dropping too fast in elevation, but I guess they do that for the horses. Haven't seen any horses, by the way. Mile marker 205. Ironic, I was just talking earlier about these long switchbacks, and this couple that we're gonna share a ride with had stopped, and one of them instantly said, "We just go back and forth, but we don't go down." So it is a pretty view. Lots of wildflowers. Get to see lots of trains, but I'm always trying to look at the ground. I'm not looking at the camera right now, so I don't roll an ankle, especially after hiking don't know, 19 miles so far. Fatigue sets in, you get a little clumsy, and that's when you roll an ankle. No bueno. Off the mountain now, and last time I did this I thought it was going to be easy, but it wasn't. This is the last couple miles through the wash was exhausting, but I see it at least. Mile marker 206. Little recap from mile marker 151 to 210. I found a bench about 2.5 miles away from the Interstate 10 pass. Sit down. Yeah, that was a pretty tough section. I'll say from on day 2, when we made it up to mile 175, that was 15 miles plus or minus. That was our hardest day. And then day 4, yesterday, that was the most mentally challenging day. Just the amount of snow we're dealing with, route finding, making sure we remain upright. Definitely lots of challenges. Glad we stopped where we did and walked on snow for 4 miles this morning and then broke out of the snow. So really great couple days with Alan, the double who, UVA grad twice, undergrad and grad. Again, the only way that I was able to get into UVA was when I attended my older sister's graduation. So I'll finish up some other stuff, but just wanted to sit down and kind of recap over the last 5 days. More to follow. Mile marker 207. Now to go into this dust storm. I thought I wouldn't do this again, and here 6 weeks later I'm doing it. Mile marker 208, going through this desert. Wind blowing, sand kicking up, but last time everything was yellow and the trail markers were yellow top, so it was hard to see. This time I can see them a little bit. Mile marker 209. This wind is kicking up, throwing sand everywhere in your face. No fun. Back. That mountain is a big one. Over 10,000 feet, but we only got to 9,033, but that was enough and plenty of snow for a minute. While I'm waiting on Alan, get to watch these trains. Finishing up a tie for the longest day, 23 miles. So we started 6:30, finished at 6, 187 to 210, and we tied H&I's record from Scissors Crossing to Barrel Springs. That was 77 to 100. All right. Maybe there's some stuff going on, hopefully.